Hi everyone, and welcome to another Masters Monday. This is Tracy with Trixie Scraps Designs, and I'm going to show you today a pretty quick and simple tutorial and teach you how to create shaped page borders for your scrapbook pages, similar to the border that you see here on my example page. So I'm going to be working in Photoshop Elements today. This technique should work in pretty much any version of the program, and also work in Photoshop, obviously. So the first thing you want to do is open a 12 by 12 canvas, which I already have opened here. I like to work on 12 by 12 because I like my page borders to run edge to edge, but you can certainly use a smaller size if you're trying to create a smaller border. What we're going to do first is show you how to create a simple scalloped border, and for that we need our brush tool. And under my brush tool, I'm going to go ahead and select a hard round brush. Now, a couple of things. You want to make sure that your opacity is set at 100%, and you want to make sure that your foreground color is the color you want to create the border in. I'm obviously going to clip a paper to mine, so I just create them in black because it's easiest. And then I want to go to the brush settings, and what we want to do, you access those brush settings right here, the paintbrush. What you want to do is adjust your spacing on your brush. For scallop borders, I usually like to go somewhere between 85 and 90% spacing. It's just how I do it. So I set mine at 85%, and I have a feeling this brush is way too small. So I'm actually going to adjust the size of the brush as well, which I'm in the wrong menu for. You can do that over here under size. You can also use your bracket keys, right and left bracket, and that will increase and decrease the size. I think I'm going to try and go with 150 probably. Maybe even bigger. Let's do a 200 pixel brush, and that'll give you an idea. You can see it better on the screen. Maybe even 250. Okay. So what I usually like to do is I usually like to start off the edge of the page, and I'm going to hold down my shift key while I do this, and that'll help me to draw a straight line, basically. So hold down the shift key and click with your mouse and drag, and you'll see that you get the circles all lined up. Now the next step to this, if you don't like the bottoms to be rounded, if you want a straight edge, you can do a couple of different things. You can use your marquee tool, and you can select the bottom parts of the rounds, and then you can just use the delete key and delete off the bottom rounds. The other thing you can do is use your shape tool. You go to the rectangle tool, and you can draw out a rectangle however wide you like to make your border wide or thin, whatever you happen to prefer for your page. So that's how we would go about creating a scalloped border. Obviously, after you do this, you would want to merge these two layers together, and then you can use that just like a clipping mask and clip a paper to it. I also wanted to show you the process that you would use if you wanted to create your own brush, and from that brush create different types of borders and different shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new blank file, and I'm going to make this, let's go 2 by 2. I generally like a 600 pixel brush for this, and click OK. And when that opens, I'm going to go into my shape tool and go to my polygon tool, and I'm going to do, actually instead of doing the polygon tool, let's go to the custom shape tool, and we'll go with a triangle, which was already pre-selected, it looks like, in my window. Okay, so now that I have the triangle, I want to go ahead and draw that out. I think I just need it extend out too much. Basically, I want to go pretty much edge to edge with this triangle. Okay, so once you have that done, you want to click OK. Now, in order to create a brush, you can't do a shape, make a brush from a shape, I should say. So what you need to do is go over to the shape layer, right click, and do simplify layer. And that'll basically just turn it into a simple black shape layer that isn't complex and will allow you to go to create this brush. So what you want to do is go to Edit, Define Brush, and you can give it a name. I'm just going to say triangle, and then click OK. Now that I have that triangle brush, let's go back to my original document, create a new layer, go back to my brush menu, and I'm going to go down, because when you create a new brush, they always drop them in at the end of the list. I'm going to select my brush, and that's 600 pixels. I'm going to probably go down a little bit. Once again, I'm going to go over the spacing, and for this size brush, or this type of shape, I'm probably going to go closer to 65%. You can play around with the spacing and decide what you like best. For this, I'm going to go 65%. Once again, I'm going to line the brush up so it's hanging off the edge of the page, hold down my Shift key, and drag across, and then I get a nice pointy border just like that. So it's really, possibilities are endless. You can play with all kinds of different shapes. I'll show you in a couple other that I created. I basically made a ring shape using the circular tool, and I saved that as a brush, and with that I was able to create basically a ring border. You can also take that ring border, duplicate it, stretch it out, and you get kind of this effect. And then if you wanted to add a straight edge, you make it even fancier. It kind of starts to look a little bit like lace or paper lace. And then I also did a border with a flower. So I created this brush and then used that to create this border, which you can see on my finished page here. Oops. Basically turned it upside down the other way, and I added a stroke to it, applied glitter to the stroke, and there you go. You get a finished page just like that. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it helps you out and teaches you some new things. If you have any questions about this tutorial, you can go ahead and leave a comment on this post, and we'll get back with you and try to help you out. If you have any ideas for future Master Monday topics and tutorials you'd like to see us feature on the blog, please let us know. We're always looking for ideas and ways to help you out best. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.